All right, this was completely unplanned, so we'll see who actually shows up, if anybody shows up. Hi, Mickey. Hi, baby. People are probably at church. Like, you crazy, Don. All right, cool. We have some people in the house. Hello. We got Simply Misty, Cameron, James, Carmisa, Margot. What's up? Happy thank you for the happy birthday. Leon SLR, Tina. Hi, Tina. Martine, Paulette. I can't keep saying people's names, but hello to everybody who has popped into what I like to call my very boring birthday live stream. As of today, I'm 41 years old. And then we got the mixer. He's right here. He was just running around here like a crazy man. And now, no, fingers are not toys. Fingers are not toys. This is a toy. And attack something, attack that. He just got through with his morning run around the van like a crazy person. And I have to be careful because he likes to take the window covers out of the front window. He likes to attack them, and I'll wake up, and so like the whole front window is open. So if I don't draw the curtain between like the cab and the front, which sometimes I do, sometimes I just forget, he will like just show the whole van because he just rips down like the front cover because he starts attacking it. And he finally chewed up a cord overnight that thank goodness he didn't like get hurt or anything, but he finally chewed a cord. I finally had to throw something away this morning because he got to it overnight. So yeah. Kate, thank you for the $3 super sticker chat thing. These things are so hard. I'm gonna switch screens because I like this screen better. And make sure I don't pick up any audio. I'm reading some of the comments right now. Let's see. Rebecca, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. So I got asked, what is my plan for my birthday? And the truth is, I don't have a plan, except to keep driving. So like I'm pretty much right now I'm in the middle of Tennessee somewhere. And I'm just going to keep driving today. Like once I pop off of this, I'm just going to keep driving. I'm literally doing absolutely positively nothing except this live stream. Like that is my plan for my birthday. Thank you for the $5 Canadian, Lamina. I want to say your name right, and I feel like I'm going to butcher it, but thank you for the $5 Canadian. I think that's CA Canadian. Nana, thank you for the $10 for the super chat. All of this will help me keep this little sucker taken care of. So I don't really have any like real plans except to keep moving. I'm ready to be back home in California, and that might sound weird. But I know for a fact there's a few packages in my mailbox that I haven't been able to afford to forward, and at this point they've been there for a while. And I really, really want to redesign the van. And my only question is, like, how massive of a redesign is it really going to be? Because I have a couple of ideas floating around in my head about what I want to do, but yeah. uh it's just gonna be like a massive undertaking. A lot of it is like, it's really hard to build out the van with all my stuff in it, so I need to have like sort of a bigger master plan of how I'm going to execute this. Maddie, I just saw your name pop up in the chat. Hello, buddy. Karen, thank you for the $4.99. Those super stickers are so cute. That's why I changed screens, because I can't see them on the StreamYard screen, and so if I swap screens, I can see it. I want to send you birthday money, the PayPal. My PayPal and CashApp should be in the description of the video. So if you go to like the description area of the video, it should be right there. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. It actually really feels good. So many people have popped on. At first I was like, nobody's going to show up, because I decided this is the last minute without warning. I really didn't know what time I could pop on today, because like I've hit some rest areas. I hear like sirens somewhere. I've hit some rest areas with like a terrible signal, and I wasn't able to do anything, which is kind of frustrating, because it's like I stop, I edit. Sometimes I can upload, sometimes I can't. And then I drive some more, and I hope that the next time I stop, I can have an upload or edit or one or the other. And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. So feeling a little bit stressful, but it's fine. Like, it's fine. I'm just moving west. I'm trying to see, why are these chats so small? I'm old. I can't see. No, let me stop. Zach, you said your birthday's next Saturday. Yay! October babies. Happy early birthday to you. I have not gotten a chance to connect with Maddie, and I don't think I'll be able to, because I kind of got to barrel through this time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out on the way up, and I don't really have time to stop on the way back. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Screens move so fast. Tumblebug. I like that name, Tumblebug. Natty Dread, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. I love these super stickers. They are so cute. They are like the most adorable things. Esther says, I clicked on that, realizing it was a live chat. Yep, it's live. You're here live. I'm here live. I'm sitting in the parking lot of a Pilot Flying J. With this little nut job who seems to be going to sleep now. Really? After you ran around like a crazy person this morning? Oh, man. Woo! All right. Let me pay attention to the chat. Let me pay attention to the chat. Kate Mitnex, are things going good during the COVID-19 thing? Going on still. I mean, honestly, it hasn't been terrible. I'm going to be honest. Like, COVID-19 has not been terrible. As far as like traveling in a vehicle. You wear a mask when you go in the store. It's not that big of a deal. Early on, there were a couple of like truck stops that had their showers closed down, but now they're pretty much all open. Like, everywhere I've gone, I've still been able to like get in a shower if I wanted to. Like, if I stop at like a Pilot or a Love's, which is usually the two places you stop, usually the showers are open now. I have not run into that many public restroom problems. It's really like, wear a mask when you go in a store. Wear a mask if you're in a super crowded place. It's really just respecting mask policy, and like, otherwise, like, it hasn't been too bad. So yeah. Dang it. Sorry, excuse me a second, guys. Where is it? I don't know. I lost it. Hopefully I didn't show my underwear for that like 2 seconds. I love this little nugget right here. He is so adorable, even when he's trying to bite me. But I'm so irritating him right now. I need to stop. Hands are not toys, and I'm not helping. I'm not helping. So yeah, it hasn't honestly been that bad, where I actually liked it earlier in COVID-19 because less people were out, and now people have kind of relaxed into like mass lifestyle, so more people are out. It was really nice. You would go somewhere, be right in, right out, wear your mask, go in the store, get what you need to get, and roll out. Now like, people are everywhere, and it's kind of annoying. No, I'm kidding. What did Mickey get me for my birthday? He got me a chewed up cord this morning. That's what he got me. I woke up this morning and found a cord chewed up. So he did that last night while he was running around. That's what Mickey got me. Valerie, thank you for the $20 super chat. Yolanda, thank you for the happy birthday and the $9.99 super chat. I'm so happy. Valerie's actually in the chat. I didn't. Mickey, say hi to the people. No? Okay. Any plans for socially distanced post B-Day get together with friends when you get back to CA? I don't have any plans. I feel like, honestly, like, today is going to come and go. Like, I'm going to I turned 41 because it's October the 18th. So I'm now 41 years old. I'm like officially into my 40s, I guess. And like, I don't know what date I'm going to land back in California. By then, like, October the 18th is going to be so far into the past of people's like awareness. It's going to feel really lame and self-indulgent to be like, let's celebrate my birthday. It's just, I probably won't do that. It came, it went. I was in the middle of nowhere, and that's just how my birthday happened. Birthdays have been pretty unremarkable in my adulthood, I would have to say. Like, I've had pretty unremarkable adult birthdays, so like, I don't have high expectations for my birthday anyway. I get a year older, life moves on, and that's what it is. So like, no plans. But I never really I haven't planned anything for my birthday for years. So yeah. No way. Happy birthday, Dawn. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Chris Powell says, are you going to meet Jelena Crocker? Yes, that is a plan. I am planning on that because we pre-planned that before. But when I was in the process of figuring out my path home, I already planned to hit that meetup on the way to California, and it's probably the only time I'm stopping along the way. Is like, I'm probably going to stop for that meetup, and then I'm going to just keep going into California. For anyone in the chat who hasn't heard of the channel, either leave her wild or Coffee with the Crockers. They have a meetup coming on the 24th, and so I am gonna I'm gonna cut toward Oklahoma for that meetup, and then I'm gonna head, and then after that, I'm just heading, beeline straight for California. That's pretty much, like, I'm not stopping to camp. I'm not stopping to take in the sights. I'm just on my way back at this point, mostly because, like, right now, all I can think about is all the ways I want to kind of really renovate this van. And I don't really feel like I can do that until I'm kind of settled in my home zone. Yes, I don't have a house. I don't have land. I don't know, like, have a person's house that I can build at, but I feel like I can make plans in California that I can't make in the middle of like places I'm not familiar with. I just feel like I have better support systems and, contacts there that I can exploit, and also that I'm closer to things I need to take care of while I'm in my home state. So I really just need that reset. So the only time I'm going to stop is when I'm in Oklahoma. And then after Oklahoma, I'm just beelining it for California. God bless you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I mean, wow, I wasn't expecting all these likes. Like, you guys, you don't have to like super chat me, but thank you so much for it. I will put it to good use. I definitely need it for the gas tank. You should come to the East Coast. You're so close already. I just left the East Coast. I was in Baltimore cleaning. Well, Baltimore. Well, I was in Maryland cleaning out my storage unit. I left a week ago, ish. Maybe it was longer than that. I don't remember. Will I ever come to the East Coast? I was just at the East Coast. That was the whole trip. Like, I went to the East Coast. I was on the East Coast, and now I'm on my way back. I haven't gotten to those videos yet. The last travel video I put out was when I was still in Colorado, but I was in Maryland for a while. So yeah. I don't even know what this is about. Wow, I'd love to hear that story. Maybe you can do a van life interview with Dawn. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Esther Stevens said, did I miss something? How did everything in Maryland go with the storage? So it got kind of complicated in that my ability to edit ran way behind what was happening in real time. So I have been to Maryland and left Maryland. There were kind of micro updates in my health and fitness updates where I was really talking about what was going on a little bit more in real time. But the actual videos I recorded of my time in Maryland have not been published yet. They're sitting in, where's that? See this thing? It's a hard drive. And what I do is every day I record, I make a dated folder for that recording, and then I drop it on the hard drive. And then when I have time to edit, I go back and I go through that material and I figure out what's going to make the best video, and then I make a video out of it. And there was a point where I had to stop everything because I was not getting that storage unit done. One, I was worried about interesting stuff to record, and I didn't feel like cleaning out a storage unit was that interesting. I was trying to coordinate meeting with people, people from my past, like Valerie, who's in the chat, one of my closest friends, really. And so I got caught up with trying to make that happen, trying to clean out the storage unit, trying to keep up with editing. And so what I ended up with was about a month's worth of recorded content that never actually became a video that was published. Those videos will be coming out, so you guys will probably be confused for a while. I can say don't be confused. But during my health and fitness updates, I did talk about what was going on, how at one point I literally needed to stop everything but dealing with the storage unit. And I actually at one point was worried that I was going to have to pay for October. In fact, I think I got done with the storage unit on October the 2nd, because the last day in September had come and the storage unit was not done. And so I refocused. I stopped doing everything and I only focused on getting done with the storage unit. And so that's sort of what happened there. I'm going to put this down. But anyway, that's sort of what happened with the storage unit. It was kind of a mess. Okay, I can get my text messages come through on my little watch here, and it says I got some PayPal money. If I can thank you online, I will, because usually those get so caught up in my box, it's really hard to keep up with those. Okay. Shoot. My technology is just not ahead of the game. it's just so draggy. Yeah, so thank you for the $30 on PayPal. I think this is a business name, so I'm not gonna say it online, but thank you for the $30. So yeah, as far as like house cleaning out the storage unit went, it was a lot of the things that you experience when you're cleaning out a storage unit. You get there, you have those moments of sentimental attachment to the Beverly Wilson. Okay, I think I just made a connection. So you're the one that just sent me. Thank you so much for the PayPal money. And yeah, it was a struggle. There was more in there than I thought was in there. Most of it was junk and just stuff that wasn't that important. And so I ended up getting rid of a lot of it, and a lot of it ended up in the garbage. I gave some stuff away. I gave some old toys to a family member's kid. Old, not as in pieces of crap, old as in like they were pretty nice for their age. Apparently, like, she's having a good time with them, so that's good. I gave some stuff to subscribers. So yeah, and I just committed and got rid of stuff as quickly as I could. In fact, there were a couple of community posts about it. So yeah, there just weren't regular videos keeping up with the process because it was impossible to actually do the process and videotape it. So you guys can be very confused when those videos come out in like the next month or so. But been to the East Coast and left the East Coast. So like, yeah, let me look. Oh, thank you. H2O Savior says my skin looks beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, Nancy, thank you. I'm the reason that you're on the road today. That's beautiful. I've been traveling for 3 weeks, so I haven't been watching YouTube much. There wasn't much on YouTube to watch. Oh, we got retracted messages, man. Sorry, I'm struggling. If I start talking, then the chat gets away from me. What 3 things are you most grateful for right now? Was asked by Sunburn 101. The van itself, my little road buddy right here, even though he can be a pain in the butt. Go back to sleep. What's up, buddy? What's wrong? I think it's just the motorcycle. There's like a motorcycle or a very loud engine outside. I don't know which one it is. That was 2 things. 3 things. I mean, I'm grateful for where YouTube is right now. That's my 3rd thing. The van itself, this little nut job right here, and where YouTube is right now. I mean, both of those things, all three of those things are really, really great. He's like, what's that noise? All right. You know those villains in the cartoons that are always like petting their cats? I feel like a villain every time. Like petting the kitty. Mm-hmm. Uh, do I have any special birthday wishes? I mean, just for continued like positive momentum, you know, it, that's all. I don't have any like specific like tangible things that I can like that I can like put into words, I guess. David Yule says, Dawn, thank you for being real. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. There's so many happy birthdays. Like, thank you so much, everybody. um What's that plastic bubble on the door? This is a cat backpack, is what it is. So yeah. He can go in this side and then the whole front opens. He's actually been in this thing a few times. We've done a bunch of training with him, just getting a positive association with it. I actually feed him his meals in this. He does not free feed. There's not kibble like left out all day. Mostly because I heard like you shouldn't really do that. I don't know. I've been listening to Jackson Galaxy, and if Jackson Galaxy says it, he did the series My Cat from Hell. He was the host of that. And he's a big fan of like not free feeding cats because he's like, they would hunt and kill. They didn't have like this casual food available all day. And so like I've been sort of following his advice on that. So he gets fed at specific times in the backpack, and it sort of works in two. One, it sort of sets mealtime up, and two, it really did calm him down because he wants the food. And once he realized I wouldn't give it to him unless he was in here, he started going in here. And he'll also go in here for treats. And then before we left, we went to the inner harbor, and he walked around for a while. And then when he was done, he just got in the backpack, and I closed him in the backpack. And then I walked around, with him in the backpack. My fingers are not toys. It's my own fault. So yeah, that's what this was for. It's basically a cat backpack. He's been in the store in the backpack. It's just another way to have a cat carrier. And this one's really good for like really having my hands free and him being able to sort of see out in the world. It has all types of air bubbles in it. So, and there's even a little thing in here to attach to his harness. But I've never attached him to the backpack because I've never had to for the situations we were in. If I was doing the leash thing, he was just went in there on the leash. I zipped around the leash. And then when he was ready to come out, he was already on the leash when he came out. And so, yeah, that's what that is. That's what that bubble thing is. Lady saw a fan with Van asked, is it cold? It's been kind of nippy a couple of nights, but nothing too crazy. Tiffer Nut answered about the carrier, which of course I just went into great detail about. Oh my god, this chat, it's so crazy. D Huffman says, you're becoming a real minimalist. I have a double storage unit I have to get rid of before 2022 is over. Well, the weird thing about my storage unit is I got the one in Maryland thinking I was going to go to California for a year and then come back and then like move into some sort of housing where I would just take all the things out of storage and like use that, in my next housing situation. And what happened instead was I actually got a job in California before my internship was even over, transitioned to that job, transitioned to another job, and sort of just became a California resident while this storage unit was just sitting all the way in Maryland. Honestly, if it wasn't all the way in Maryland, I think I would have got rid of that storage unit even earlier. The thing was, I needed enough money and time to cross the country, and I didn't have that. I was living, month to month on jobs that depended on me being in the state. And so, like, I wasn't bringing in enough money that I had a chunk of change enough to really, like, go across the country, close the storage unit, and then come back. Because my income was dependent on being in town. And luckily, that kind of shifted because, like, YouTube grew. It grew enough that I felt I actually wasn't confident I was going to make it, from California to Maryland and back. To be quite honest, I was like, shooting, ducks in the dark and hoping. And I did deplete more funds than I wanted to getting across the country. And I probably will deplete more than I want to getting back. But because now I've just lowered my expenses so much over the past couple of months, it should really set me up to really save, which is going to be my big focus once I'm back in Maryland, in California. It's something I can't really focus on right now. Because, I can't. Nancy McIntyre says, I'm going west in January. Woohoo! Garden Genie says, sorry, I missed the beginning. Where are you? Somewhere in Tennessee. I honestly don't know. I'm at a Pilot Flying J on Tennessee. I just drive, get off the road, as I get tired. So I'm not really, like, visiting anywhere or, like, seeing anything. I'm just, like, going. In fact, my only plans for my birthday is to keep driving. The same thing I was doing yesterday, the same thing I'll do tomorrow. Sophie says, I'm glad you have a new companion. I am too. Thank you so much. He is a sweetie. Like, honestly, he is, like, not even that big of a deal. It's been, like, so smooth. Like, besides the fact I've never owned a cat before, and so I had to do a lot of research. I spent a lot of time watching Jackson Galaxy. And that's just key because him and the kitten lady came up in my recommendations a lot. But I really, like, attached myself to Jackson because I really, there's a reason why he's very popular for his cat mojo skills. And so, like, besides, like, that, having to educate myself on, like, how cats are different from dogs because I've always owned dogs, figuring out how to make sure he got into leash training early, like, all that kind of stuff. But even still, that wasn't a big deal. Like, it's mostly been effortless, like, adding him as my companion, beyond all of the usual concerns of, like, adding a living thing that you have to take care of to your van. Yeah. Beverly Wilson, thank you for addressing Garden Genie's question. I'm making a decision. God dang it. Undo. Sorry. These little buttons are so hard. All right, so I made a mistake, Beverly Wilson. I've just added you as a moderator. But I think I fixed everything. I accidentally clicked the wrong thing first. They really need to reorganize these things. I'm scrolling now, see if there's anything I can answer. D. Huffman says, don't forget to hit the thumbs up at the end of the live and support the channel. And yes, please do all those things. And it will really help me out. All engagement really counts for a video. So thumbs up, honestly, thumbs down, comments, interacting with the chat, like all those things are incredible. And the more YouTube sees people engaged with your videos, the more they recommend you out to more people. So yeah, all that stuff is helpful. Please remember the thumbs up. And even leave a comment on the replay if you feel like it. The cat is going to leave you. A cat is not going to live in the van. Okay, every time he jumps out of the van, because does it, he just wants to stand there where I am outside the van. And as soon as I go in the van, he wants to go back in. So we'll see. Like he doesn't seem interested in running away, to be quite honest. Like even when now I still tether him, but he's mostly, and he could slip, honestly, he could slip his harness if he really tried, because he got scared the other day and he almost did because I was holding him, but even then he still ran in the van. This is his den. It's where he gets fed. It's where all of his things are. And, he's a baby. He hasn't really known any other reality. So other people have successfully had cats in vans. In fact, I spent most of last night watching videos about people who have cats in vans. So yeah, I mean, a companion pet is a companion pet, and a van is always going to be a new experience. Dogs run away too. I don't know why people act like cats only run away. Dogs run away too. And just because it might be random, they might get scared. They might chase something and then they realize they're really far away from their familiar area. So it's always a risk to have a pet in a mobile lifestyle, because when you're in a house, that house doesn't move. So as long as they can figure out how to get back to where that house was, it's not too confusing for them, because the house isn't going to move. And whenever you're bringing any pet into a van, especially a dog or a cat, mostly because they don't live in a cage or anything, you have to face those questions. Like, how difficult is it going to be? Am I going to have problems with running away? I've had all kinds of animals while I was doing pet sitting. So I've experienced all kinds of attitudes. I've had cats that if you open the front door of the house, they're not interested in leaving. And then I've had cats that you think I'm crazy if you think I'm going to stay in this house all day, because they're indoor outdoor. And the owner wanted them to be indoor, but they want to be out. I've experienced those cats too. And he has not shown an inclination for even door dashing. I'm not unaware of animal behavior. That's all I want to say. But that's a lot of things. And I think there's always that question, We'll see what he does. Tumblebug says, love Jackson Galaxy. Jackson Galaxy is the best. I love watching his videos. Low on the Go said, cats travel easy. They love it. Yeah, he was uncomfortable, I think, the first 2 trips, and now it doesn't even faze him when the van is on. He really could not care less. He has 2 big spots when he really wants to sleep and be away from everything, which he does most of the time for long drives. He's underneath my driver's seat. And then when he's interested in looking at things, he's up in the front window. And that's his 2 spots. I was nervous about driving with him not in the carrier. And I only did short drives in town because I was still in Maryland at that point. And I just decided to see what he would do under a controlled short drive before we started, on our way to California. And he adjusted really quickly like that. He was like, okay, this is what happens. And he was fine. So yeah. D Huffman says, all this baby knows is van life and he loves his mama, so cut the negativity. Thank you, D. Dante, Ellen Dante says that's not true. Many van lifers have cats and they get walked and exercised. Yes, vans and RVs. Like cats are in vans and RVs. They're not as Instagram popular as dogs, I would say, but they definitely exist. And the funny thing is, when I grab his leash, Mickey knows what it is. He's like, "Oh, it's walk time." Like he's like, "Yeah, great." And the thing is, like, he's wiggling so much, I can't get the leash on because he like pops in my lap, and he's like, "Oh, it's time to go out." Great. And then when you come back to the van, he just gets back in the van. Tiffernut says cats can live in vans. Hobotech and another guy has a cat. Are you talking about Nomadic Fanatic? Nomadic Fanatic has always had a cat as well. Yeah, Hobotech has a cat and Nomadic Fanatic has a cat. FDM 215 says cats acclimate just as dogs do. No reason to think Mickey won't be perfectly happy living in a van. Exactly. I mean, like, if I had him locked in the van and I was doing like 8-hour work days and he's in like a hot, miserable van, of course he's going to run as soon as the door opens. Like, that's insane. Like, I would never put him in that situation. And I think, like, once you have an animal in a van, like, if you're a decent human being, you're thinking about that kind of stuff. You're like, do I have the means to take care of this situation when it changes? Like, if you have a child, there are people who travel with children. There are single mothers on the road with children. And of course, they're thinking about, if there's something I need to do, obviously my child's going to need a babysitter. She's going to need somewhere to be, or she's going to need to be with me. And I feel like, and not to compare children to pets, but it's the same type of thing. It's an innocent life that you recognize you're responsible for. And if you're any kind of responsible human being, you're not going to enter that situation, with a lack of knowledge of what that comes with. And so, like, this decision was not made lightly. I've been thinking on and off about this for probably the past year, going back and forth on like the positive and negatives of dogs, the positive and negatives of cats, the advantages of not having a pet at all, because it's easier not to have a pet. There are a lot of restrictions that come with having a pet just under a normal like day in the life. Like, there are places, I love when it says no dogs, because I'm like, he's not a dog. That means he can come. And then there are other places where it's like all pets must be on a leash. You have to watch the signage really carefully. So it does change what you can and can't do as a van lifer to have an animal with you 24/7. But I think anybody who enters into that decision, I would hope, is the kind of person who is trying to figure out all the positives and negatives of said decision, and also realizing what they need to do and what limitations they have based on that choice. That was a long rant. Let's see all the things people said while I was ranting. This has become a cats and van life. David Yule says Mickey is growing so fast. I know. I had to loosen his harness the other day, and I was like, "Oh man, my baby's growing up." Let me see. While I was talking, I missed a lot of stuff. It seems like I'm so thrown off by all this. It scrolled up really fast, and so now I'm trying to catch up. I'm reading, guys. I feel so lame when I'm reading. J.R. Raven says he's so cute. I live in my cat. I live in my cat. I live with my cat. I hope you don't live in your cat in my RV. Yay. I'm being really quiet. Oh, FDM 215 says, we adopted our cat as an adult. She was a rescue, abandoned by the previous owner. She occasionally slips out and runs away to exactly the same spot around the corner. Yeah, like Mickey jumps out the van because I left the van for like 10 minutes. And he's like, okay, well, you're outside. I'm going out too. And he just jumps out and he literally stands there. My only fear is I don't want like a car pulling up just as he's jumping out of the van. But he never goes anywhere. It's like, oh, you're outside, so that's where I'm going to be. Now, like, he also, like, eventually he'll see something and he wants to chase it. It's usually a leaf or a bug. And so, like, those are my fears about, like, having him, like, just, leash free, which is why I don't do it. Like, he's usually tethered to the van. And I have a bunch of, let me see if I can find one. Here we go. So this is one of his really long leads. And usually, as long as he's wearing his harness, like if he comes to the side door, good Lord, this thing is like so tangled. I'll just throw this on him real quick. And as long as I feel like this amount of lead isn't going to get him hit by a car, it's not like he fights it. Honestly, if he gets to the end of his line, he just sits down. He's like, okay, can't go any further. And since we started like leashes and like tetherings as soon as I got him, he's like used to it. So he doesn't fight it. It isn't like a weird thing for him. That's a little better. It's all coiled up. But this I'll hook on the door while I have the doors open, and it gives him a limit. And when he gets to the end of his limit, he stops. Like, he doesn't fight it. He isn't like, oh, this is horrible. This is not a toy. He's like, it's dangling. It's a cat toy. A dangly thing is a cat toy. And so like he'll just stop. He doesn't fight it. He doesn't like try to get away from it. He isn't like, oh, I want to keep going further. He's like, okay, that's it. My biggest problem with him is he likes to be under the van, actually. And so what sometimes he'll do is he'll unfortunately go around one way and come back the other way. And so usually I'll just grab him real quick and I'll redo the tie out. And that way he's not like, because even when he gets trapped, like if he really fought and wiggled, he could get free. And again, he never does it. He just sits there like, I'm stuck. And I'm sure, like, if, like, I left him, like, free roaming and, like, I never came back and he really wanted to go, he would fight it. But it's like, he just sits there. He's like, you gonna help me out? And I'm like, you silly boy. And then, like, I reorganize the thing. And then he's fine again. And he just walks around, like, that general area and he's fine. He very rarely, in fact, extends it to, like, the end of its extension. That's just how he is. Renee says, my dog has run away, but as soon as she hears the back of my Subaru trunk open, she comes right back. She's like, wait, you're not leaving me. Natasha, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the happy birthday. Living the life, Lindy. That is such a cute little super sticker, and thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Bob's Adventure. Welcome. I just saw that pop up in the chat. Nancy, thank you for coming to the chat, and I hope you have a good time on the road. How long has this chat been going? I don't even know. I've just been kind of like running my mouth. Not quite an hour. Okay. Listen. Does Mickey have a chip? That's the next thing I want to take care of as soon as I can take care of it. He was really stressed out at the first vet visit. And so the vet advised, because like that's like a big needle, to do it when I get him fixed. And that way he's already knocked out, get him fixed, get the chip. Cause right now he's like around, God, I've lost track, like 9 or 10 weeks old, something like that. And she's like, when you get him fixed, he'll already be knocked out, and that's a good time to get the chip. But she didn't want to do it at that visit because, like, me taking him to the vet was the first time he had ever seen a vet. And he did not react well to getting the shot. And so, like, as far as, like, behaviorally. And so she was like, if you can like get those two things done at the same time, he'll already be knocked out. But I do want him to have a chip. Just because, you know, better safe than sorry. He is wearing a tag right now. It is a breakaway collar. I've already had to replace his collar because he lost one. I don't know where he lost it. I can't find it. But I am glad that it does actually break away. So I bought the same brand in a different color because he used to have a blue collar and now he has this black one. And then I have a spare one just in case he loses this one. A chip is in the plans, but it hasn't happened yet, basically. Living the life, Lindy. I'm 41. My 40th birthday was a year ago. Something better says, Dawn, which YouTuber do you enjoy watching? Well, right now, Jackson Galaxy. I've been watching a lot of his videos lately, and that's just because I have a new cat. I mean, like, there's a lot of people I watch. I don't watch as much van life videos anymore, and I think that just happens once you've lived in a van for a while, because when you're getting ready to move into a van, it's like you want all the information. You don't know what that's going to be like. Even early into your van life, you're still very inexperienced. So you're looking for people with experience that you can get information from. You're looking for people in the same situation as you. Honestly, you are looking for people that look like you, just to see, you know, you're looking for familiarity. So you're looking for like a lifestyle like yours, like one reason I like Maddie Van Halen's channel is because, you know, he's very much that, and Static Camperman as well, is both of them have like local jobs. They work, you know, locally, they live in a van, you know, and that specifically was the kind of experience I was looking for, like early into my van life, is like more of that than people who were like out remote somewhere, because I knew I couldn't afford that. I knew I still had to have a day job. I knew I wasn't going to be immediately able to like do this long distance travel. And so I was very drawn to people like that, like at the beginning. But like after you've done it for a while, after you've kind of been in the mode, now you're just watching people you like. Like I still watch Van City Van Life because I still like his channel. I still find him entertaining, and I'm not looking to him for information as much anymore. It's more like I like the quality of his edits. I like his personality. I like who he is, and that's why I'm still drawn to him. I'm not looking for information. I'm not looking for relatability. I'm not looking for things that specifically match, quote unquote, my van life anymore. I also like watching Less Junk, More Journey, again, because the dad is an incredible editor, and I really like watching good editing. I'm very drawn to good editing. I like stellar editing. I'm looking for styles. that might bring up my channel a little bit. So like that's somebody I really like watching, and I relate to nothing about their RV journey. They have a fifth wheel now. They've always had RVs. They've never done vans. They have 2 children at this point. I'm not married. I have 0 children. And so I'm more drawn to that channel because of the editing style, and I like the family. I think the family is very relatable. They're sweet, and they don't feel like really super fake. Whereas like there's other channels I've watched, like I'm sorry, Keep Your Daydream is an RV channel that feels so overproduced. They feel very unrelatable. So I don't really like that channel anymore. I watched it for a while because the editing is good and the camera quality is good, but I don't really feel like very drawn to them. They feel very overproduced, very TV, and very fake. And I think like there's a level of fakeness to whenever you're recording yourself, because it's not a natural thing to put a camera in front of yourself and like talk. But there is a level of production that seems so overproduced that people stop feeling even remotely real. And so at least in my case, they're a huge channel. I stopped feeling that relatability with their channel. Whereas with and the reason why I'm talking about these two, because these are people who have nothing in common with me. Their RV life has nothing in common with me. They don't live in vans. They are doing nomadic lifestyles to a certain extent, but like one of them continues to be relatable. And I keep watching them, not because I need information, because I don't see any correlation between their sort of nomadic life and mine, but because I just find them entertaining. And so like the van life people I've continued to watch, it's usually because I like their personality. I'm not looking for anything else except like a relatable personality. I'm not looking to like learn things from them. I mean, I still learn things from people. I'm looking for things either I find entertaining or things that are honestly going to take my editing game up. So I really like watching good editing and good quality filming, because that's the direction I want to go in, and that's more of what I'm looking for in this very indirect way about how people tell story through video. And even if you're somebody like name Timothy Ward, Timothy Ward does almost no editing in his videos. In fact, almost all of his videos are just him talking to the camera, just like this. And people like him because of his personality. And so, like, it's interesting to watch people like that, too, because it's interesting to see how much personality plays into a successful channel on top of good editing, and especially how those things come together to really, like, push a channel to the next level. But also, like, there's just channels that are totally superficial. That's the word I'm looking for, superficial. They have all the pretty toys. They have the pretty vehicle, whether that's an RV or a van. But the people who are running them just they don't click with me, and I usually get turned off by those channels really quick if the people themselves don't click with me, and I don't have anything in common with them to click with me. I just have to like them. So that I know it's not a direct answer, but I have a very eclectic sort of library of things I watch on YouTube. And, you know, right now I'm hardly getting any van life recommendations. And I think that's because I'm watching a lot of things that aren't van life. Like I'm watching a lot of things about sort of the videos and stuff that I'm into, which is like I've been obsessed with Lovecraft Country and Raised by Wolves. So I've been watching a lot of commentary channels that are talking about those 2 TV shows, and that has nothing to do with van life. So a lot of my recommendations right now are completely like unrelated to van life. I'm gonna go get me some water. So give me a second. Shut, Mickey. Don't look at me like that. I'll be there. Stupid fridge. Oh, that's why. It's my fault. I'll be back. Give me a second. Great, now I dropped something. Mickey's like, what are you doing, woman? All that noise. What are you doing, Mom? Stop making all that noise, Mom. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm back. Chris Scott said, don't chip your cat is one more way to track you. If you own a cell phone, you can be tracked. I don't stress about that stuff. What are they tracking me for? You don't want this. It's trust me. Okay. FDM 215 says, when you're back in CTA, are you planning to settle for a while, or will you do some camping or other trips? I want to redesign the van. Like, that's my step forward plan. Yeah. JR Raven says, my cat, is that Stitch? That's a cute name if that's the name. Only likes tree-covered trails. Mickey has this thing where he'll, like, run to a tree and jump on it. And then he'll, like, go up, like, a foot. Decide it's too much of a bother, and then, like, jump off the tree. And he's on leash the whole time, but, like, I'm not pulling him back. I'm letting him jump on the tree just to see what he'll do. And that's usually what he does. He jumps on the tree. He climbs up, like, 2 feet maybe, and then he jumps down. And I'm like, okay. D, yeah, it might be on your end. I'm just seeing D is having some trouble seeing the connection. I think it might be on your end. My connection's good. No, seems like mostly everything's going okay. I don't know. What's this? Kelly, I'm in Tennessee. I just saw, what state are you in? Living the life. Lindy says, how is litter box going? Do you have a nice setup for this? Right now, he has a litter box underneath the passenger seat. And honestly, it was effortless. He was already used to going to a litter box before I got him. And literally, I pulled out the litter box. I started putting the litter in it, and he went in the litter box while I was setting it up. So I was like, okay, great. And then, like, I haven't found him to have sprayed or gone anywhere but the litter box. And I scoop the litter box literally every day. I just used the word literally again. I scoop the litter box every day. In fact, I'm going to scoop it before we leave the pallet today. And so it's clean every day. After about a week, I'll just put in completely fresh litter. But, like, it's been I'm not going to say it's been effortless. Don't use the word literally. It's been effortless, really. He was already used to a litter box, and he went straight to it, and he hasn't gone outside of it. Uh, I'm still getting questions about what I'll be doing once I get back in California. I'm gonna figure out how the heck to have enough space to really rebuild this van, so that's a little better for me and him. Right now, I have like I just shoved in stuff for him. Like this, this is a cat tree. This thing right here that he's laying in, and it's just so far up into the doorway. Right now, it's kind of annoying. I'm glad I got it. He likes it better. I got this little like fish shaped scratching post at first, and he hardly ever used it. He used it to climb up on to get on my bed, and that's about it. And so, after uh a lot of thought, I was like, he needs a cat tree because there isn't really a lot of like levels for him to climb on in here. And I was like, if I could get one that's just slightly taller than the bed, it would be perfect. And then I got this one. And this one is fine. It's just that the bed is not in my ideal position. And if I can redo the bed, then he can have this cat tree in here a little bit better without me tripping over things trying to get around it. Because he loves it. Like, he loves this thing. And so, like, this was, like, perfect. And I took the little fish shaped scratching post thing and I put it towards the front of the van. And he uses it way more now in that position, which was just me getting it out of the way, than he used it where I had it before. And it's right by my driver's seat, and so it's a place he can sit and he can be right beside me when I'm sitting in the driver's seat, and he seems to like that. And he also scratches on it now. So yeah, I'm going to keep both of them, but right now it's just things have just been shoved in, and the van isn't really in optimal living conditions, and I'm honestly frustrated by it right now. So like, that's my big goal in California is, redoing the house, and making it better for me, my stuff and his stuff. Because he lives here too. This is his home. I think of it as the cat's van, and I'm living with the cat because that's the best way to think of it. And so I need to balance out this whole situation so that it works a little bit better than it works right now. Another thing is I didn't have a bike when I left California. Now I have the folding bike and the porta potty, which means the porta potty moved. And that whole back corner is just a wreck. Like, stuff is in there. There's stuff I pulled out of storage that I added to the van because I want to keep it. And nothing is like in a good place right now as far as like organization. Like, organizationally, it feels like very out of place. And so that's like the big thing. Like, I can worry about if I'm going to travel, what I'm going to do, all that stuff later down the road when I have a van that's like in the right place to live in. And it's not that big of a deal. Like, the van changes all the time. I change my minivan at least 4 or 5 times. I changed this van as soon as I got it. I made changes on the road, but I'm at the point where I need to make big changes. And so you just need a settled location to kind of do that. And so I need to figure out what that is. I don't even know what that is yet. I just know I want to be close to sort of what I consider home while I'm making those decisions. Uh, do do do. Sorry, I'm scrolling now because I'm trying to. I've gotten really lost in the chat. um, Oh my gosh. And I think I missed some super chat, so I feel really bad. All right, so let me see. Let me see here. I answered the litter box training thing. Bob's Adventure say your new van looks so nice inside. Thank you so much. Baby Big says I have a cat and we are preparing my van for my cat to come along in my van. That's brilliant. Um I'm scanning now as I have two older kids. I'm certainly planning to get a short schoolie or a shuttle to keep them more comfortable when I finally do this. That is excellent. Um ESP me says same here. I relate to Static Campervan and Maddie Van Halen because they work a steady 9 to 5 like me. Exactly. And I think that's like a minimal representation on YouTube. We see a lot of the like, I'm a digital nomad traveling the country. And I like really seeing people who are like, even now I get people who are like, how do you afford this lifestyle? And I was like, I worked a job for the first 2 years. I've been lucky enough that my YouTube channel grew and it put me in a position to like make this trip across the country. But before that, like I worked 9 to 5, 9 to 5. I had like regular local jobs where I worked and I got a paycheck. And I used that to fund my van life. Like I didn't have this free roaming sort of like money. And now I get to do a little bit more of that and I'm grateful for that. But like that wasn't the beginning of my van life. And a lot of people like they just want all the answer. Oh my gosh, I'm just dribbling water all over the place. I probably am just disturbing this poor cat. He's like, I'm getting mine, 15 hours of sleep in, and you're making all this noise. Sorry, guys, I'm doing this again. Luckily, I don't have any cleavage because that would have been like all cleavage. If I missed something, I'm sorry. This chat is tiny. Leslie says, I agree about keep your daydream totally. It's most definitely like a documentary all set up and overproduced. Yeah, it looks too much like a TV show. And once your channel starts looking too much like a TV show and not like I'm a vlogger who happens to have a good camera, you can definitely tell the difference. And so I got disinterested in them really quickly. So yeah. And no offense to them. I mean, they're making their money. I don't hate on anybody for finding a way to make money. I'm just not interested in something that overproduced. Like, it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't really feel like, YouTube is more like getting to see real people. And I understand some production value can go into that. But when you really start feeling very ungenuine, that's when I get turned off. I don't mind if you have production values or nice cameras or good editing. In fact, I appreciate all that. And I know how difficult it is to run a production of yourself. Like, there's no cameraman. So, like, if you want to get a shot of your van driving off and it's just you, especially if you're solo, that means you have to set up that camera, get in the vehicle, drive in front of the camera, until you think you're off camera, stop the vehicle, get out of the vehicle, come back, get your camera, and then put it back in the car. Or even if you're partnered and there's two of you, maybe you leave one person with the camera, you drive past the camera. Once you're past the camera, you come back and you pick up the person with the camera. So either way, like, I respect the amount of work that goes into like really wanting to give like whole pictures of a day, and shots where you're basically risking, like, especially if you're solo, like you're leaving your camera sitting somewhere so that you can get a wide shot. Like, I respect all the work that goes into that because I understand the type of work that goes into that, you know. But that's just like, okay, I want to do more than be like just a face on camera, just talking. And so I'm willing to do these extra things. But when your actual personality on camera starts to lose some genuine nature to it, that's when it becomes problematic, and I just kind of get disinterested. Not to go on that subject again. And like, keep your daydream is just like an example of that. Like, I have nothing against them. I don't hate anybody, and I'm not like, oh, you're so fake, get off YouTube, whatever. There are people who enjoy watching them, but I just lost interest. And especially if I find out you have like a cameraman, I'm like, screw you. You know how much I have to do to shoot myself. Margie T, you're 41, I'm 69, so I claim you as my soul daughter. All right, that's cool with me. James Sherman, I've not seen Vanny DeVito's channel, but I'll put that on my radar to check out. Shayla, I think that's how you say it. Shayla, it looks like Shayla sings. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm sorry if it's been down there for a minute. I just saw it. Garden Genie says, Static, Van City, and Maddie also love Adventure Van Man. Oh yeah, Adventure Van Man. I should have dropped him. He has a really good channel. So yeah, I like his channel. And it feels very genuine on top of everything else. You know, when you can combine like, you know, actually like really cool shots with a genuine personality, like that always feels fun to watch. Carol says the Van Wives channel are rebuilding their Sprinter camper. Are Van Wives good? I've kind of casually had them pop up in my recommendations, but honestly, like, I just haven't felt intrigued enough to click on a video. I'm like, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched their channel. Their channel might be good. Nikki says, I really like Candace Love and Tiffany Grace. I like both of them. I have watched both of their channels recently. Candace Love, let me make sure I got it right. She's like the ex-cop who has like the, she has a German Shepherd, I think. And I really liked her video she did on having a pet in a van. I could tell she was like a true like animal lover, but I think there was a big distraction in that video that got more attention than what she was talking about. I'm not going to go into what, but I appreciate her channel. I think her channel is rather new, but maybe I'm wrong. And Tiffany Grace, both of them are actually great. I've seen both of their videos recently. It's come up in my recommendations, and I like both of them. They're both solo women, and solo Black women. If you know, if that is something that you're interested in seeing more of, and I think they're both great. So yeah, I'm a fan of both of those. Nancy says, I love KYD, which is keep your daydreaming. Their editing skills are above all, in my opinion. Their editing skills are great. I'm not drawn to them as a family. Whereas, and this is like no shade, like there are people who like the Matneys kind of turn me off, and I hate saying that because I don't have anything against them, but like, just to put a comparison, for some reason, the Matneys turn me off. On the other hand, I really like Trent and Allie, and I can consider their content in the abstract very similar. But there's something I like about Allie's editing more, and there's something I like about Trent and Allie's personality more. And that's just a personal thing. And the thing is, like, editing will wow me for a video or two, but then I'm over it. I either still like you or I don't. And in the case of Keep Your Daydream, again, to like try to find a similar one, Less Junk, More Journey, because they're more sort of in the Keep Your Daydream type of market. And I think those two actually know each other. Those two families know each other. I have loved continuing to watch Less Junk, More Journey, because the family just feels more genuine to me than the Keep Your Daydream people. And while I like their editing and I can appreciate all the skill of it, I'm just not interested enough in them to keep watching. And that's sort of the divide for me, because it's like great editing. Like, you can see a blockbuster film with great editing, but if you're not actually interested in sort of the meat behind it, you're like, so what? Especially at their level, because they, like, I have a feeling, and I'm not sure, that the guy was already in film production before they started. So it wasn't even like a skill they learned in order to become YouTubers. I think it was something that was already like a part of his skill set. And then, I know the Rolling Vistas. The Rolling Vistas are so sweet. They're like the sweetest couple. They had a bus. They now have a van on YouTube. And yes, the guy has a production background, but there's also something about him that's really genuine. So in addition to that beautiful editing, also just like the person. And there's nothing wrong. Like, I appreciate and respect all good editing. And so it's like, I respect their channel. I like their hustle, good for them, but I'm just not interested in them. But I'm like not against them, if that makes any sense. They just turn me off for some reason. I don't know why. So I hope nobody's offended who's a fan of Keep Your Daydream, but I'm just like, I'm turned off by them. Why the content today? Because it's my birthday. And I wanted to do at least one thing. That's what Donna Lee asked. Why the content today? Curious. The motivation. It's just a conversation that came up because somebody asked me about what I watch on YouTube. So I'm just trying to make sort of that distinction of what I'm drawn to and what I'm not. So yeah. The content today is specifically because it's my birthday and I was sitting here bored with nothing to do by myself in a parking lot. That's why the content today. I'm sorry, Mickey. I shouldn't be leaning on your, somebody told me you gave me the stink eye. I shouldn't be leaning on your tree here as like an armrest. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. Angela Baker says, what did you buy yourself for your special day? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is what I'm doing for my birthday. I'm online talking to you guys. You should meet up with my basic journey. She's in Utah. I don't know if she'll still be in Utah by the time I get to Utah, but I do like her channel. Really, really like her content. Again, with editing, it's a really simple editing style, but it works as genuine because it is. I really do like her channel. My basic journey has a really, really nice channel. So yeah, you put up some great people. Tiffany Grace, Candace Love, My Basic Journey, Adventure Van Man. All these guys are like great. And all of them have these really simplistic editing styles that really, really work. Like, they're not overproduced and they just feel like genuine people, in addition to seeing like the work they put into like executing their channels. So all those people I really, really enjoy. I'm not going to say I obsessively watch every video they put out, but that's not true for a lot of people these days. I have a very short list of people who I watch every video they pull out, and some of them aren't van life YouTubers. Are you planning to redo the roof and make it higher for a pull down bed? What do you mean make the roof higher? That is a huge expense, and I don't have make the roof higher money. Like there's entirely like huge expense. That's no small feat. It's not that easy. Unless you can build your own top. Colin Cook says, happy birthday. Hope you have a great new year of life. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Much appreciated. Angela Baker says, Mickey is like, Mom, you're making so much noise. He's like, I'm trying to sleep here and you're just like being noisy. Nancy McIntyre says, you've gotten so much better as time goes on, Dawn. Your editing skills just keep getting better. Thank you so much. I try. D. Huffman says, cats are awesome. Put our kitten in years ago and it took right to it. My puppy I have now was work. Puppies are work. I don't know why people think like dogs are easier in van life. It's like because they have this imaginary vision of like really easy training. And I think if you've trained dogs before, you know, sort of especially on being off leash, that it's great. But I've had some dogs that were like massive escape artists. Like I had this dog when I was younger. If a door opened, he was going out of it, and he liked us just fine. He showed up a few hours later, but you couldn't open the door in front of that dog. He was gone. Oh my God, it was a she. Her name Fluffy. Fluffy was a she. Yeah, she was gone. Like the second the door opened, and she'd come back when she felt like it. Living the Life Lindy says, may I ask, when did your channel start to grow? Can I ask what you did to boost your audience? I think I would enjoy collabs. Did that once with Wandering Jimmy. It was fun. Give me a second. All right. Ooh. I've had bursts of growth. Collabs seem to help. And I mean, collabs in a very loose form. Every time I've like done a video with somebody else, it has seemed to like help. I'm sorry, Mickey. I keep disturbing your little thing here. Also, being more consistent with content helped. Because you don't know which video is going to garner the most interest. Honestly, as a van life channel, one thing that also always helps is tours. Now, I haven't really done a lot of tour videos with like other van lifers. But I notice my tour videos, like the videos I call tour, do very well. But what sometimes I think people get backwards is they do a tour video and it's the first and only thing on their channel, and so there's nothing else to get recommendations from for that channel. Whereas if you like did your whole build series maybe and it didn't do that well, it didn't really get you that big of an audience, and then at the end of your build series you have a tour video, well, people see the tour and now they're interested in what other content you have. So I think like the biggest thing is like not only adjusting to what the audience seems to like, but also what works with you, because there's stuff I could do that could just be for the audience, and I don't tend to do those things a lot. I tend to make videos for me, and if the audience likes it, great. But I'm not going to say I don't play on keywords or things I know are popular. But really, I would say the most growth I have was in being consistent with videos, which I've been very inconsistent lately. But when I was consistent, I saw a lot of growth. And every time I was in a video with another YouTuber. And sometimes that didn't mean like me and that YouTuber like planned to do a video together. It was like I went to RTR, so I met some people at RTR, and I was at videos and events around RTR, around the time that RTR was going on. And when I went to Vancity Vanlife's thing in Canada, his Christmas thing this past December, I guess it was, people were like, well, who's this chick that showed up, like drove from Maryland to meet like Chrome Valdez? And so it wasn't like I planned a collaboration with Chrome, but because like, well, I wanted to meet him because I genuinely was a fan of him, but also going to that event, people who had never heard of me were now curious about me. And so then they started to do my channel. So it wasn't like, it was like, all right, Chrome, we're going to meet up for a collab. It was more like there was something already going on where I knew Chrome was going to be, and I actually wanted to meet him. But on top of that, content ended up being created around that. And so people who were fans of him that had never heard of me now at least might have been, you know, intrigued enough to check out one of my videos. And the same thing happened with RTR, because that's where I met Carly of Curious Carly. And, you know, at the time she was like a really big YouTuber. And so like we did a video for her channel together and I did a video for my channel together. But that only happened because I went to RTR, which was an event that was already happening, as opposed to this thing that was specifically set up between me and like another YouTuber that was just us two. It was more like there's already an event happening where people are who already have an audience, and I went to that, and it naturally evolved that I ended up having a couple of videos with other people who had channels, and those people became curious about me. And again, while I was at RTR, I put my name on a list basically, and I ended up getting my van tour with Bob Wells. And so that also helped the channel, because once you know Bob does a video with you and says like, and this person also has a channel, usually you get a little bit of audience filter over from that. So those things have helped. So those are the two things like I contribute to like my big burst. At times when I was much smaller, it was like collaborating with other YouTubers, but that was mostly through like going to places where events were happening. And then afterwards, sometimes like me and Carly sort of, you know, stayed in contact after that. And then two, just being consistent like with content so that a lot is coming out. So when you do get that video that interests somebody, maybe all those videos, those old videos, they'll go back and look at those. But if you only have that one video or only a few videos, they don't have much to go back to reference. So that does help a little bit. And that's just my opinion on the things that kind of helped my channel. That was a lot. Jacinta, thank you for the $14.99 super chat. I did a lot of freaking talking. You should check out Maximum Minibus. She is an awesome storyteller and her editing skills are above so many. I will put that on the list. Dawn, come to Ohio. You just up the road. Let's van camp and hike. See, I went off talking and now like the chat's like way ahead of me again. You need to get in touch with SNS and the RV cats. They can give you pointers as well. I will look them up because last night I was looking for like basically vanners and RVers with cats just to see what other people are doing. Oh, I hate this scroll bar. It sucks. Come on. Are you frozen? Sherry, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. I'm just crowding this poor cat. He's like, he's trying to sleep, and I just keep crowding him. Pammy says, happy birthday, Dawn. My mom's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday to your mom. Eden says, are you going to the meetup in Oklahoma? I am going to the meetup in Oklahoma. That's going to be my only stop as I try to get west as quickly as possible. Sherry says, you are super awesome, Dawn. Thank you so much. Kim says, I like your channel over the others because you're interesting, honest, and not crazy. I don't know about that. I might be a little bit off. I don't know. Like the others, you are a true vandaller with true vandaller content, unlike some who are wannabes. Tumblebug says, I forgot to say in my super chat that I'm a new subscriber and I just now joined your channel. Oh, thank you so much. I love your channel, you and Mickey. Shayla says, where are you finding the Vanlife meetups? Randomly. With the one in Oklahoma, I just happened to be in contact with Jelena. And so I was trying to figure out how to sync up with her on the way back, and it just happened the meetup already exists. RTR is just a public meetup, and the only other one I went to, which was Chrome's Christmas thing, he just does that every year. I don't know if he's going to do it this year with COVID. If he is, it's probably only going to be local, but he's been doing that every year since he's been in Vanlife. But if you're looking for like meetups and groups, I don't go on Facebook because I have stress issues with Facebook. And it's a little overwhelming and too much for me, but I recommend going to Facebook if you're looking for van life groups. It's a good way to start out if you just need some guidance and sort of a place to begin, and even want to find people to sync up with. So I would say go on Facebook, look for van life groups in your local area, and that's a good way also to just get started. I just find out things through other people. So yeah, there's no like special posting board or anything, or online by accident. Everything's good. I saw something about, I hope it's oh guys, I just saw her name pop up. So I don't know how many of you guys watch Crystal Vanner. She was in a car accident recently, a van accident, and the back of her van got rear-ended. She was in the hospital from the last posting I saw. So like, if you can give her some love, take, some love over to her channel, help her out, just keep aware of her channel. Like if she needs anything, I know she was looking for a lawyer in Georgia at one point. I don't know any lawyers and I'm not in Georgia, so it's not really something I can help with, but I think that was the last posting I saw. If you can help her out or like, send any love her way, please do. I feel bad that I just thought about this. But yes, if you have ever watched Crystal Vanner, she had a pretty serious accident recently, and she can definitely use any support, love, and help that you can send her way. So please do that if you have anything or way in your power to help her. That's what I have to say on that. Sorry, things scroll bad past in my chat really, really fast sometimes, and so takes me a minute. Whoa, what's this? After I say that, my car caught fire along my apartment, so my friend is coming to bring me out in a way. We think we might need a Winnebago. What is this about your car catching fire? Oh my, Pammy? I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm missing some context. Chrome is not doing a Christmas meetup due to business and COVID regulations. I figured as much. I know, I knew he wasn't doing meetups traveling, but I didn't know if Christmas was canceled or not. Especially if he's just going to do it like in Vancouver. But anyway, I hope WRTR and RTR happens. I think that those are going to be virtual events. I don't think, again, getting into, at this point, those events are so big for like their own protection. I don't see Bob Wells running those events. There's too much of a risk, and we already know COVID is not going to be, at a point where we can have large events in January. I do think some people are independently planning to still meet out in the desert around those times. I'm pretty sure I saw Hobotech bring it up in a video recently, but I don't think the actual official event of RTR or WRTR is going to happen this January. I'm sorry, Mickey. So yeah, I think that's definitely on hold until at least next year, and we see what the world looks like then, unfortunately. Also, Crystal Vanner, even with everything is going on, somebody mentioned this in the chat, so I'm gonna D mentioned it. I'm also going to concur with that Crystal Vanner is planning a meetup in Georgia. As of now, it is not canceled. And that's a good way to just go out and support her as well if you're in that area. I'm going to be heading away from it, so I won't be able to go. But James is confirming that Chrome is not doing his Christmas meetup, which makes me more happy I went last year. Mostly because I just wanted to meet him in person, and I'm glad I did. Yeah. Angela says, it's gloomy here in Ohio. Thanks for bringing your sunshine, aka personality. We have the same birth month. 10/7. Oh, you were born 11 days before me. Pammy Cloud says, can someone post her link? My hearing impediment, I don't know what you're saying. I think also Crystal Vanner has a website, crystalvanner.com. I'm pretty sure. And so you should be able to get to anything related to her through that link. So yeah. Jennifer says, I hope she is okay. Do you have insurance plan if that happens? Do you have a different insurance plan if you live in your van? Sort of. Like, some people get their vans, set as RVs, and I have heard of people, I personally don't have it. I just have regular insurance. Just like a regular insurance you would have on any vehicle. And so I have as much protection as that provides under a normal car accident circumstance. But some people, if they actually get their vehicles reclassified as RVs, I have heard of people getting special insurance situations to cover their belongings. I think the smartest thing you can do is also self-insure. Like, if you have a computer that's worth a certain amount and you want to be sure you can replace it, it's nice to have that amount in savings. So if you're traveling around with really expensive things, one easy way to make sure you can replace it is make sure you have, enough money in savings that if it's just a matter of replacing a thing in the van, not the van itself, that you can replace those things. So self-insurance is also an option. I just pray and hope the universe doesn't screw me over. I'm not going to pretend that I have the best insurance set up. Margie T says, is Crystal Vanner in Georgia? I live in Georgia. I know she was. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been following her channel like a hawk. Like, every once in a while I watch some of her content and I try to throw her some likes just to support. But I'm not sure exactly where she had the accident. I remember seeing the posting about it, but I don't remember all the details. If you just type Crystal Vanner in YouTube and go to her community page, it should have a lot of the details there. Cynthia, thank you for the $4.99 super chat with the cute little super sticker. Ziggy, thank you for the $4.99, and that's pounds or euros or what is that? And foreign currency. Okay, Living the Life Lindy says they are deciding on RTR and WRTR by November 1st. It is not decided yet. That's not that far away, and COVID isn't getting any better. They haven't decided yet, but I would be surprised if RTR happened this year. Just because, yeah. I didn't mean to giggle that out. That was like a nervous giggle. Okay, Victoria is confirming Crystal is out of the hospital, was only there for a day. She is at a friend's in Georgia and is now working through all of the insurance issues. Yeah. Angela says Hobotech and his lady just purchased a nice a mountain homestead with a swinging balcony. Hobotech is now single. I only know because this video popped up and he was talking about the fact he's now single. So yeah, it's just his swinging property because he is not with her anymore, unfortunately. I do watch his reviews because I do respect sort of his technical knowledge, so I ended up watching that video as well. Mickey is getting so big. Well, he's still kitten size. Like, I see, like, real cats, and I'm like, he's still small, but when I look at him, I'm like, oh my god, he's getting bigger. I see people still asking about the Crockers meetup. And Estella says, next weekend, Deb the RN says Estella next weekend in Pryor, Oklahoma, Saturday afternoon. Watch Jason at the Crockers for full details. The channel is called, it's called Coffee with, no. Is it called Coffee with, I feel stupid. So Jelena's channel is Leave Her Wild. But yeah, you're looking up the Crockers on YouTube for the Oklahoma meetup. Just to regurgitate that. And people are confirming that in fact Crystal Vanner is still in Georgia. So if you are in Georgia and you want to offer any help, please do. But she is in Georgia. Georgia is, if you are physically able to help or want to offer love or condolences or anything, definitely look. If you type Crystal Vanner in YouTube, you should easily get to her channel, and I would say click on her community page because that's where a lot of stuff is written out. Cassie X, do I worry about being in an accident? I mean, as much as I do in any other part of life, it's not something I wake up every day with thinking about. You have to realize I didn't come from a secure place. Like, I wasn't like living some comfortable life in an apartment and then I decided to try van life. Like, I was legitimately homeless, and I sort of made this mental transition, and now I've transitioned into more of a choice space. But I started out homeless. I was just grateful to have a roof over my head. And so I've sort of continued on in that mindset. Like, right now I have a roof over my head. I can't really worry about what's going to happen tomorrow because, like, everything has just gotten better, along the way. Are there things I would love to make more financially secure? Of course. Like, I'm not in the most financially secure place, but I don't wake up every morning worried about it. If I can't live my life that way, so I don't worry about it. If that's the question. Alicia said we can send you snail mail, right? Yes, but I'm not in California, and that's where my address is, so it might take me a while to get it until I'm back in California. Deb the RN mentioned that Jason has 2 channels, Coffee and The Crockers. Just in case anybody's looking for information about Oklahoma, that's where you want to go. You want to look up The Crockers. If you want to support Crystal Vanner or you want to go to her meetup, you need to go to just look for Crystal Vanner on YouTube, and you should be able to find that information. She also has a website, which I'm pretty sure, and if somebody else in the chat knows better, is just plain old crystalvanner.com. And so you should be able to find any information to reach out to Crystal, to help out Crystal at crystalvanner.com. So those are the 2 things that are outside of my control, and there isn't much I can do. Junior Snap says, I hope as you are building your van up, you'll get sponsors to help you out and advertise their products. I seem to get rejected when I reach out, so I don't reach out anymore. If somebody comes to me, but it isn't really the kind of stuff that's going to help me build my van, if I'm going to be honest. It's more than a couple of things I've gotten, I've ended up re-gifting because they weren't really things I needed, but they were stuff I knew other people could use. Like, I have 3 solid panels on my roof. So do I really need a folding panel? No, but I'm glad to advertise it and start building those business relationships. But as far as people, I literally wrote to somebody and they let me know I did not have enough subscribers to think I was that big. That isn't what they said. They said it much more politely, but they're like, yeah, we don't, help out people who have less than X amount of subscribers, or we don't work with, someone unless they have this amount of subscribers. And I don't have that. I'm doing decent, but yeah, I'm not big time. I'm still very small time. Sean, thank you for the $10 super chat and the happy birthday. Kelly says, thank you for the $5 super chat. And when do you plan to be in Utah? I have no idea. I am just driving west. And making no plans about where I land, because I'm not really trying to land anywhere. I'm just moving day by day. In fact, I've probably sat here too long because I thought I'd be driving by this point. Angela said, Baker says, wow, DawnofVanlife, like your choice to take your life back and you seem so happy. I mean, I try to be. I mean, what am I going to do? Walk around angry about the world? The world's unfair. You live with it and you move on. And you try to find some good in all the unfairness. But I have no illusions that life is fair. I believe life is chronically unfair. And you just hope you can find some good in the middle of all of the bad stuff that gets thrown at you at some point. And who am I going to complain to? The cat? Nothing to do but keep going. Things are moving so fast. Cactus, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Victoria, hey Dawn, I enjoy your channel. Thanks so much for being out and being there. Happy birthday. Gotta go. Thank you, Victoria. Bye-bye. Margie T says, I'm not homeless, but I will live in my van soon due to lack of instability where I am. Health issues has made it a slower journey that almost came to a halt. Life is not fair. Life is life. And it has ups and it has downs. And really some days all you can do is keep going. And I don't want to come off negative. I just don't walk in the world it's almost bad because I don't walk in the world expecting too much. In fact, a friend of mine would say sometimes I'm limited by my own low expectations. On one hand, it's really good because I'm not walking around with a sense of entitlement. That can be a good thing as far as like how people receive me. But at the same time, because I honestly sometimes expect the worst just to keep myself safe, I sometimes block myself from reaching higher than I could possibly reach. So sometimes I don't reach for a thing because I'm already expecting failure. And that side of it can be really, really bad. Ooh, I'm getting really emotional, And so I know that about myself. And so it's a constant like battle. I'm sorry. He's like, really? But honestly, he doesn't have to sleep here. He can sleep other places. He wants to be here. So he can give me evil eyes all he wants. I love this cat. uh uh all right. So I've been on here a while, haven't I, at this point? And I feel like I'm just stopping at this point. Oh, it's almost 2 hours. So yeah, let's wrap this up. I need to get on the road. I went from like the 50-minute mark to almost 2 hours. So what am I doing for my birthday? I'm driving. I'm driving some more and continuing down the road. And I already feel like I got my birthday early with this little guy. And he's I don't know. He's a great little guy. I don't even know what else to say. My favorite thing is when I go into the store for like 10 minutes and I come back and he's just sitting in my seat looking at me. And he doesn't want to move. He's just literally just sitting there like looking at me like, hey, you're back. Great. And that's like the loveliest moment like ever. So, I got my birthday present early, I feel, because Mickey came into my life. And yeah, thank you everybody for dropping into the chat. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. This is kind of random and all over the place. And I don't know. I'm feeling good, even though I'm doing absolutely nothing for my birthday. I'm feeling rather good. And that's all she wrote.